Well, hello everyone. Welcome back. My name is Stephen Mead with Domicile Real Estate. I'm a realtor that specializes in architectural and unique homes here in Southern California. Today, we are in Covina Hills to be exact, and we are touring an absolutely spectacular custom mid-century modern home here in the hills of Covina. This is a home tour that I'm more excited about than any other that I've ever done, and it presents probably one of the best values in custom architectural homes in Southern California. The price starts with a 1, and I'm excited to show it to you. Let's get started. I'm starting off today showing you the street because I want to give you an idea of what this neighborhood is like. If you're familiar with North Tustin, you'll find this neighborhood to have a very familiar feeling. It's semi-rural, there are no large sidewalks here, and just look at this front facade of this property. I mean, we could take these as still photos all day long, every single one of these frames. I want to take you inside because there's a cool detail even right out front. And perhaps the first thing you're going to see is you've got this planter in front of the window. Remember that, because once we head inside, we're blurring the indoors and the outdoors. We've got another similar planter box in here inside the home. But perhaps my favorite thing, if we're panning over and taking a look, is this indoor planter that you see down here right next to the window. These are the kind of bespoke touches that you tend to notice in these custom homes. We've got some original paneling along here, and I want you to take a look at this view right here. So this is when you first walk into this home, this is what you're going to see. This huge dining room space. We've got cool lighting, clear story windows, spectacular beams, and probably one of the best conditioned ceilings I've ever seen. This is the original tongue and groove. It looks like it's never been painted. I'm going to spin around here because I want to give you a tour of the living room. We've got a very unique fireplace. I'm going to show you a detail. This is probably the only time I've ever seen something like this. We've got this tall fireplace that provides shielding from the front door, gives you separation, and I'm going to walk into the formal living room space. So one of the first things you'll notice is this beautiful overhang that extends outside and plant cover. We've got some views of the mountains there. I'm not sure if those come through. Lots of glass. And just to show the thoughtfulness, right? Like this home is a complete package. Out here, you're gonna see plantings. They actually shield these windows from the street. So you'll see how the car kind of disappears behind there. If I take and spin around here, I want you to just get an idea of how big this living room space is. It's actually a pretty large space that's over here, and it's connected to the rest of the house. Now, this is the detail I was talking about with the fireplace that I've never seen. This is a two-sided fireplace, but you've actually got this sort of mid-level firebox that is elevated off the ground. Absolutely beautiful flagstone here. And then we've got that other side of the fireplace, which we just showed you, which is down below at the hearth level. The other thing that I think is cool to show in this living room is this beautiful screen that you see here. This screen would be something that you might even use a laser cutter or something to do today, but I'm going to zoom in because I want you to see the level of detail and the workmanship in producing this. This was not an easy screen to make in 1961 when this home was first built. So we've got our living room space, or rather our dining room here, clear story windows out into this beautiful backyard. This property is sited on just over half an acre. Something else I love about this space and this home is the kitchen. And so if you take a look here, there's a couple of details I want to point out to you. First off, we have our vintage new tone music and intercom system in this home, which I think is super cool. 1961, that was a big feature. I love the brickwork that we have on the kitchen floor, if you're taking a look at that. And what they've done is something that I really want to give out. If I could give out awards, I would give out an award for this home. So you see we've got Bertazzoni appliances here, beautiful built-in range. And if you look at this cabinetry, there's a couple things I want you to notice. You might think that this is original cabinetry. It's not. It is built in the style. It's a beautiful, looks to be quarter sawn oak cabinetry, but these are modern cabinets. They are made to look like what was probably very similar and original to this home. You've also got this large kitchen island, and then they've done a couple cool things with materials in here. So the first material I want to point out is this beautiful real marble top in this kitchen. It is a semi-honed finish, so you see it's got a little bit of gloss to it, but not too much. That helps hide the imperfections. But it's a very organic free material. The other material I want to point out is this backsplash tile. It looks like a vintage tile, but it's not. It's new. I think it might even be from Heath Ceramics. I'm not sure. And then functionally, we've got this extra large island in the center of the kitchen. We've got some skylights in the kitchen. These are electronic. They have shades, so you can control that. And then they've done a beautiful lime wash on the walls in the kitchen space. And what I love about this kitchen is it looks every bit original, but it's not. And it functions like 2026. Now, walking to the other side of the home, we've got kind of two wings here. This is a secondary bathroom that is on this wing of the home. It's a full bath. It's been redone. Beautiful. Again, lime wash on the walls. And then we've got this sort of family room space with the breathtaking clear story windows up above, beautiful Nelson bubble lamp, original wood paneled walls. And this is what I would call like a TV den, right? Like, so if the other space is something that you might use as kind of more of an adult living room entertaining formal space, this might be where you play games, where you hang out as a family, etc. Off of this space, we've got kind of a home office nook. So we've got some pocket doors that actually open out here. Go here on the other side, I can show you that. So we've got these beautiful pocket doors that are original to the home. They can seal this home office space and make it separate. But you've got built-ins lining this wall. And this isn't a huge space, but it's something that I think is useful. And you've got, if you're sitting at the desk here, you look right out into that pool with its original flagstone coping. The other thing you've got on this side of the home is yet another private space. And that's this little balcony space or kind of little patio space that's off that connects to the garage on that side. I'm going to step back into the main area. And before we take a look at the bedrooms, I want to talk a little bit about the architect of this home. Even watching through the camera, I don't ever get tired of these views. This is a home that I promise you is even better in person than it looks in video and photo. So I'm going to go ahead here. I'm going to flip the camera around and I want to talk a little bit about the architect of this home. So bear with me a second. We're going to do this. Okay. This home was designed by Eduardo José Samaniego. And that might not be a common name. And I don't even know if he did very many residential projects. Almost all of his projects were actually in the commercial domain. Catholic churches, the Screen Actors Guild headquarters building on Sunset Boulevard. These are the kind of projects that he did. And his architecture firm was actually a partnership with engineering. And so that's the reason why in this residential project, you're going to see kind of some very dramatic engineered spaces, right? Huge spans for these beams. And one of the things that I've noticed when you find architects who primarily do commercial work venture into the residential space, it's usually because they're doing it for a personal friend or because it's a project. And I find oftentimes these architects will put everything they have into these residential projects. They really want to make them special because they're not a production residential architect, right? They're being brought in. Oftentimes they even have to be convinced to take on a residential project. And part of that is that they get to do their thing. The person who's commissioning this, in this case, the Flores family, they want something special. And I think that's really evident in this home here. Other fun fact, the architect's brother was actually a very famous silent movie actor in Hollywood. And the architect, before he was an architect, was a production designer in Hollywood as well. Anyhow, just some fun facts about the architect. Let's go ahead and take a look at the bedrooms. Again, I never get tired of this. The bedrooms are down this hallway space here. So this is the other side of that screen from the living room. And I love how they separate that in this home. So These bedrooms are unique because they're actually more like suites. And so we're walking into, this is one of the bedrooms. And you'll notice we've got a divider and a track in the ceiling. And I think this is a super cool idea. What you're doing is you're taking this bedroom space and you're making it really into two zones. You've got your sleeping zone, which is here where we're walking, and I'm going to turn around so you can really get an idea of how you might set up the other side of this room as both a lounge space and a workspace. And I think that's something that we don't really see in a lot of homes. But again, this home is over 3,000 square feet. In 1961, that might as well have been 10,000 square feet. Very unusual. The other thing is these bedrooms have pocket doors, which you can see here, which is a much more novel way to close off these spaces. If you look in here, we've got another bedroom that is pretty much laid out in the same way. You've got a room divider, sleeping area and closets over there, and then we've got this space through here that could really be used as both a lounging space. You can see we've got a big chair, perfect for reading, as well as a workspace. And I want to point out too, just how much I love the work that they've done on this renovation. You know, if you take on a home like this, especially an architectural home that is a custom mid-century modern home. By the way, we're in a secondary hall bath. We've got a large soaking tub, more marble on the surround. This is a large bathroom. Again, everything in this home is upsized. We're going down a hallway, and this is heading us to the primary suite. And this is a little preview. We're going to head outside in a minute of that backyard space. This is the primary suite, and this is a king-size bed, and you'll see it barely fills up the room. In fact, I'm going to turn around because I want you to see what the view is like from the bedroom area. So from the bed, this is what you wake up to every morning. I think that's pretty cool, and it feels befitting a house of this stature. But the best part is, I think, the layout, and this is a very contemporary layout for a home of this vintage. So you exit the bedroom and you actually walk through this beautiful kind of dressing closet area that you can see here. And then we enter into the bathroom space, and there's just a lot of cleverness. We'll see that same cabinetry we saw in the kitchen, all custom made for this home. Absolutely beautiful countertop in here, tiled walls. And one of the things I love is that they've kept down here, I'm gonna point down for you, they've kept kind of this tub space. And this is sort of a pseudo walk-in tub. It was very popular in the 60s to do this. We've got our commode, and then I want to talk about what they've done here. So in order to solve the privacy problem, they've created a bathroom that's accessible from the pool, right? Like there's a little walkway there, but they've done this breeze block, and that gives you the privacy to use the shower and not be visible from the backyard. So very, very thoughtful thinking. One of the things I started talking about, and to me this is incredibly important, is when you take a home like this, you are charged with bringing this into the 21st century, making this a usable home today, but you also don't want to get rid of what made this home amazing. And I think that's probably my favorite thing about this renovation, is how well they have balanced the need to do modern updates, right? Like make the kitchen functional, make these things work. How well they've managed to balance those modern updates with preserving the originality of the home. Like we still have our original Newtone speakers up here on the wall. Again, just a super cool detail. The paneling, this strip that runs around. I mean, we're gonna take some still pictures, but this home's spectacular. Let's take a look outside. I also love what they've done out here. Again, kind of on that theme of updating, but not erasing what makes this home special. We've got our original flagstone planting beds that are elevated here. We've got flagstone coping on the pool, and then they've done a turf to sort of surround the pool and kind of soften up the space. And I think that's really kind of the best thing that you can do. And so this home sits on over 1/2 an acre. And one of the benefits of doing that is that it lets you sit the house back far from the street. I'm kind of walking out to an edge here because I want to give you that full pan of the yard so you can really get an idea of how they've done it and what they've done. I mean, this is just, I don't think it gets any better than this, personally. We also have some zone space. I think the only suggestion I might make, by the way, fire pit. The only suggestion I might make is doing some taller plantings around the perimeter. I think that's the one thing that you could do that would add something. But even this space, I love this out here, this sort of casual area that you walk out to. Lots of drought tolerant plants. I think really just, this is just an excellent job. And by the way, take a look back at the house. I mean, what a spectacular design this is. Beautiful pool. I think white plaster was the right choice on this one. I think a lot of times now people want to do the pebble plaster. They want to do a lot of those things. And I love that material too. But for this particular home, I think the white plaster was the right move. I'm going to head back inside and give you some of my final thoughts on this home. By the way, covered loggia area here, so there's always shade in this backyard no matter what the time is. We've got, again, some of those music controls out here. So I'm going to head inside. We'll flip the camera around and I'll give you some of my final thoughts. Go ahead and have the kitchen as a background here. All right, so I think you can see why this is a home that I love. And this home is priced under $2 million. And I think that's probably one of the most spectacular things about this house. If this home were anywhere else, if it were North Tustin, if it were located in Pasadena, if it were in Eagle Rock, if it were in Mount Washington, if it were in the Hollywood Hills, any of those places, this home would start with a 2 and probably with a 3. And that's what makes this such a spectacular opportunity. This is the hidden gem. This is also a home where the renovation was sensitive. They didn't just rip everything out and start over. They have carefully evaluated what was working, what needed some updates to become more functional in 2026. So absolutely, this is the kind of renovation that you want to buy. I also want to give a shout out and a thanks to the listing agent, V2 with Urban Dwell Investments, who has graciously allowed us to come in and film this video. Also, if you love this home and you would like a private tour, I would love to represent you as a buyer. Or if you love architectural homes and you're looking for that partner who can help represent your interests in a purchase or sell your architectural and unique home in Southern California, we would absolutely love to work with you. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you again real soon.